Alright, I almost never post on this channel. I haven't done this in a long time, but I'd like to just point something out. So, last night was the New Hampshire primary, and Trump won by 11 points, 54 to 43, I believe, versus Nikki Haley, who's absolutely a plant. She's a Democrat plant. There's no, I can't see it any other way. But here's something I'd like to point out. I knew a lot of people, even a lot of people close to me, in 2016 who voted in the primary for Bernie Sanders because he was an outsider. While I don't agree with Bernie Sanders' politics and most of his ideology, I think he's a bit of a crook himself, and what he did with his wife, stealing campaign donations via a shell company. Like it, the point is, I don't I don't like Bernie Sanders, but he's an outsider, and he was the better choice between him and Hillary. I would have much rather seen Bernie Sanders in there versus Hillary. At least I don't think he would have started as many wars as Hillary would have at a minimum. So this is something interesting with people who voted for Nikki Haley last night, and I experienced this on the ground, at the polls. A lot of people were switching their party affiliation after they had voted. So essentially, we had a huge, strong, giant contingent of people who they're actually Democrats. They would never vote for Trump, and they almost definitely would never vote Republican in general. But they voted against Trump by voting for Nikki, thereby once again proving, and this is, I'm sorry, it's taking me almost 2 minutes to get around to saying this. If you're a lefty at this point, if you're a Democrat, you're just pro establishment. You don't want to shake things up. You don't want an actual change. You're not thinking down the line about what are my kids or great grandkids going to do for a job? What kind of state is this country going to be in? What's going to happen with all this open border stuff? How many more illegal wars can we start? Like enough is enough. That's not, you're not thinking that way. You're just another cog in the machine of the stupid giant crony capitalism that you're opposing. You're basically shaking hands with the military industrial complex when you vote for these people. But anyway, I thought I'd point that out because it's what makes us different. Whether you're somewhat of libertarian or Republican, you're not voting just to mess with the candidate, but also go pro establishment. Those people who voted for Bernie Sanders, many of those people I respected, and I didn't agree with them, but I could see where they were coming from. Some of them were actually fairly smart in the sense that it was a fail safe to make sure that Hillary wouldn't get in, right? But they stole it from him anyway. Bernie Sanders did win, and they stole it from him anyway. What's happening now? We would have won, right, without tampering. That's a whole nother whatever. The point is that the same people that claim to be anti-establishment, that want to be thought of as the heroes who are fighting against the system, all of these Democrats voting for Nikki in order to stop Trump, you're not the same. You are an NPC. You're just falling for divide and conquer tactics in the system, the uniparty that definitely 100% exists. I mean, really open up your eyes to how many times they're coming at Trump, how many Republicans never supported this guy and never did the right thing when push came to shove. So really think about that. It's amazing to me. 74% of the vote would have gone to Trump if it was only people who are actually going to vote for Trump. But you have all over the place. You're seeing these news clips where people are being asked, "Why'd you vote for Nikki?" Because I hate Trump. Oh, cool. Who are you going to vote for in the general election? Oh, I'm voting for Biden. Your votes are relevant. You're a dumb NPC. You're just a useless hack. You haven't probably had an original thought in decades, in which, in some cases, these kids are only 20 years old and they're dumb as a box of rocks. But yeah, just something to think about going forward. You'll never convince me that this guy isn't going to get in unless they steal another election, which, I mean, they're capable of doing it. So we got to stay vigilant. Definitely no mail-in ballots this year. If we if we let them start tampering with the process again, it's going to be so that they can cheat and steal another election. And if you're one of those people that believe that Biden got over 80 million votes, I don't even know what to tell you. I mean, that's absolutely absurd. It's patently false and statistically impossible. All right, well, that's about it.